And a Friday night in April in 2008, a man left his office on the 39th floor of an office building in New York City to go for a smoke break. On his way back, he used the elevator, and somewhere between the lobby and the 39th floor, he got stuck. All right? Getting stuck in the elevator for 41 hours. He had no phone, no food, no water. Well, the only food he had was one pack of Rolaids. He paced back and forth, didn't have a watch, had no recollection of time, kind of started to go a little nuts, right? He urinated by prying the doors open and peeing down the elevator shaft, hoping that the liquid would show up somewhere and someone would notice. He pressed the alarm. He pressed the alarm for a long time. It went off and off and off. Friday night. Everybody had gone home. That part of the building, not everybody, but the part of the building he was at, no one heard it. All right, no one heard the alarm. After a while, he finally turned it off because it was driving him nuts. All right, there was a camera in the elevator, recorded the entire ordeal. Nobody knew. Nobody saw it until later. All right, there was an alarm. There was a camera. Lots of stuff going on there, but nobody was there. This man got stuck in that elevator for 41 hours. All right, dehydrated. No water, no food, getting pretty bad, getting pretty serious, all right? When they finally rescued him on Sunday, he went back to work and on that Monday, and people wondered, he got in trouble for leaving and not coming back on Friday, okay? So there's a lot of lessons learned there. First off, elevators, you got to take them seriously, all right? If you have an elevator in your hotel or in your hospitality facility, it needs to be maintained. All the safety features have to be there, and you have to pay attention to it, all right? He lived in New York City. He worked in New York City in a 50, 60-story building. There's no way he's not going to use an elevator, all right? Elevators are a necessity, all right? But they can be quite an ordeal if they break down. All right, it's not just like some other piece of equipment breaking down, you can't use it. All right, well, it could happen that way, but when someone's in it, it's a big deal. All right, so this chapter talks about elevators. The bottom line is you need to pay attention. There's a lot going on in chapter 13 about vertical lift, elevators, escalators. Good thing about escalators, nobody ever got trapped. All right, unless you're really not smart. But you're going to learn about elevators, what needs to be done. The moral of the story with the man trapped in the elevator for 41 hours is if you're in an empty building, you need to make sure you bring a cell phone or something, all right, when you use an elevator. All right, and also when somebody if you're working with somebody and they go away and they come back, you need to find out what's happened to them, right? That's not so much part of the chapter, but it's just common decency. All right, so read the chapter, find out the different types of elevators, the different types of things we need to do. Yes, we need to maintain the elevators with our own people, but elevators are very specialized equipment, all right? You're not going to have an elevator person on staff. So you need to make sure that the relationships with those companies are really good and you trust those people explicitly, because specifically elevators are one of those things that the law says you cannot defer that responsibility. If something happens on an elevator for bad maintenance, or say you hire somebody to fix it and they do a bad job, I mean, they just do a terrible job. They do a negligent job, or even a criminal job, all right? It's still your fault. All right, it is non-negligible duty. All right, so you need to make sure that elevators are safe for your guest. All right, so read the chapter and make sure that you take it seriously and answer the questions on the quiz. All right, take care.